Now, Rasha will tell you a little bit more how can you go through the process of working on your cultural intelligence.
It is really useful to try to embrace our cultural intelligence, but in a way of steps. And this starts, of course, with ignorance. Maybe someone is ignorant, living somewhere with no TV, no something, no connections, they don't know anything. Let's say that the awareness is the level where people can barely recognize that there's something different. This recognition would come with some feelings of sometimes fear, interest, or annoyance. And as example of that, at the beginning when we came here, sitting in the U-Bahn and the train, looking at the faces of people, something was really weird. Why these people are frowning most of the time? They are not smiling at all. For me, that was so weird. Comes the next step, understanding. When we understand, when the person comes to this level, they display interest in other behaviors. They want to know why they're doing this behavior. And at this level, we start gathering information, we start asking. And as an example for this, what you're doing now, people, you are now here because you're inquiring, you're asking, you want to know why, you want to have more information, you want to understand more about others. And if I come to my example in the U-Bahn, I started asking myself why they're doing this, why they have different way of dealing, why they're not talking to each other. And then we have the appreciation. At this level, people start to develop a positive feeling about other culture. So one time I was sitting and waiting for my little girl to finish her dancing class. There was this German lady, very nice lady, sitting next to me. She did not ever try to talk to me. So I approaches her. We start talking about dancing, the girls, having fun, and everything. And she asked me, of course, where do you come from? I said, Syria. She said, no way. And I started asking her why. She said, because Syrians look all the time tired, they are uneducated. I said, okay, I was tired, and this is not true, it's just the media, and we started having these questions. She reached, and she was first in the awareness level. She knows that there's something different. The second level, she started asking me questions. Who are you? What do you want? Why are you here? Why did you come? And then the appreciation, she started really looking at, had this positive feeling about me being there, trying to know more, trying to know about differences. Then comes the acceptance. At this level, we now try to see the common things, and then not only the common things, we are capable of dealing with the differences. So now, at the end, she was so emotional after an hour conversation. She was so emotional. She developed this feeling by talking, and I get to know why they have this stereotype. Why are the reasons? Why she didn't have any other Syrian before? She didn't contact with any contact. So we have developed together this level of acceptance. At this level, people start modify their behavior or attitude. And then we have the internalization. Internalization means that at this level, knowing itself and knowing others would make people interact effectively in one culture. They would do things together. I will give you an example. First, when I used to go to Arabic concerts with music, you would see some people, Western people, sitting there a little bit enjoying. By time, they started not only enjoying, they're dancing. We're dancing, but they're dancing. And then, at the end, now you can see some bands composed of many different nationalities. In one concert, you can see that they're playing Arabic music, Russian music, European music, and they're all having fun. The players come from all over the world to play their music in one concert. So this is something called internalization. At the end, we have the adaptation. By this level, people, all different habits, we can say, that you're not used to, comes by nature, as a second nature. So, as we're not used to being pünktlich, we don't come on time, by this adaptation, we can you can see that you can come on time all the time without making any effort. You have trained yourself, not all of us. There are some people, no matter what happens, they can never come on time. I'm one of them. Yeah. So, but what I want to say now is some people, they start in one level. They do not go to the upper level. And in some companies, the multinational companies, sometimes when they have like branches and all over the world, they pick some employees and send them to other places and some branches in other countries, knowing that they can function really well in different cultures. These people have high CQ. And these companies have programs that train their leaders and employers at this cultural management. And this is called the Global Leadership Competence Model. And now I really need someone to volunteer to share with us a story that's happened with them. Would anyone be this volunteer? Story similar to the one that you've been saying. Would you please?
Feel free.
About myself?
Yeah, something happened because of misunderstanding, different cultures, misinterpretation, stereotyping, any situation that happened with you here.
Well, I am Mexican, and for me, I arrived in Berlin in October, I remember, in 2000. It was the beginning of winter, and I remember that for me it was very shocking to see that people, something very common in Mexico, is that when you have a beer, we buy big beers, and we get the beers together, we buy the beers together, and we share the beers, right? So here I arrived with my beer, buying beer to other people, and me, I was sharing my beer, and I was expecting the beers to be shared. And the people just took the beers from me, drank the beer. And of course, for me as Mexican, I was very offended. I felt like, oh my goodness, these people don't share, for instance.
Thank you very much.
That's their words.
Listening, your idea as trying to change, I'm with it completely because actually it's a way of interacting. Trying to change things is a higher level. It's the internalization level. So it's okay if you do not feel that, if you do not find anything positive in this, but you can go try to change this in any way. This is a higher level of CQ, but of course you have to find a way. So I think this isn't your answer. Did I answer?
Well, I just wanted your answers. Yeah, I just wanted your answers to that.
For me, I'm a kind of person who would love to go and try to change the world. So any idea like this, I would say it's the right one. But changing the world, we have to know that it takes time. Embracing cultural intelligence, it would take time. It's not going to. It takes like people have to stay asking questions all the time. Try to raise the level, our capability of acceptance, and then we have to practice and practice and practice. It doesn't come this way.
And just because